Bootstrap to Booming. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode.
Boom!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Boot2boom, the #1 live streaming show taking entrepreneurs from bootstrap to booming. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and relationships to explode. And Jessica and I are very excited about this episode. We are just back from the Power Networking Conference, so of course we're going to be talking about that during the Poppin' Topics. But before that, we have an amazing guest tonight. If you want to know how wealthy people create their money, keep their money, maintain it, and grow it, this is the episode for you. So go ahead and share this out on social media. Put it up on Facebook, put it up on Twitter, take that link and share it. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot of exciting interviews coming up, so you definitely want to go ahead and subscribe to that so you'll get the notification. And of course, while you're at it, go ahead and get that resource list that's in our chat. We will be looking at the chat, so if you have questions or comments, we want to hear from you. Let us know that you're there. Ask us your questions, and we may just give you a shout out on the air tonight. So with that being said, I want to get through all that housekeeping stuff because we have a phenomenal show. Jessica, how are you doing tonight? I wish I could hear you.
Good.
Oh, there you go.
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. So guys, guess what's so funny? So Jessica and I actually met for the first time this weekend. Crazy, right? But that's the first time we actually met in person. And I felt like I knew her my whole life because, we see y'all every Tuesday night here on Boot2boom. So we had a great time. I'm sure you saw some of the pictures in our Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, you can join. It is Boot2boom, Entrepreneur's Journey. You can check that out. But we posted up some of the pictures, some of the videos, which are about to come down. So if you hadn't seen them already, they're about to come down, and we're going to be posting them up on YouTube. So you can see some of our trip this weekend. You can also follow us and email us at boot2boom@gmail.com. And let me just go ahead and introduce you to my phenomenal co-host before we go ahead and get started. Jessica is an experienced online business consultant that has over a decade in assisting SME business owners throughout the digital media sector. Throughout her 25 years of practice, she has worked with well-known Wall Street and Fortune 500 companies, television celebrities, healthcare providers, leading public figures, and community leaders. Jessica, aka Jaw, aka Jessica Advocates Wellness. She got all these names, y'all. She believes that everyone is here for a purpose, and her purpose is to help you to show up in the digital media space. So she is here to show you how to show up in your life and in your business by creating your own show or your own podcast. So if that is something that you know that you want to do, is on your 2017 bucket list, go ahead and talk to Jessica. Contact her at bit.ly/talk2jaw.
Thank you so much, Avalaura. And Avalaura, let me go ahead and introduce you all to Avalaura, if you don't know. One thing about Avalaura is she knows every single body. I swear to you, no lie.
Not quite. I'm working on it.
She's been on the internet for so long. I swear to you, every person we walk by is like, "Hey, Avalaura! Hey, Avalaura! Hey, Avalaura!" It's like, well, dang. So Avalaura is an internationally celebrated intuitive consultant and life coach who takes her clients from whole to wholeness in their life, relationships, and business. She guides them through a powerful healing process that helps them discover who they are, who they wish to be, and how to get there. If now's the time for you to live a freedom-focused life, detox yourself of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and create an unrecognizable reality, then Avalaura is the guide you've been waiting for. Get your free consultation today, or get your consultation today. Email Avalaura at avalaura.com.
Thank you, Jessica. And I don't know everybody, not just yet. I'm working on it, though. I am working on it.
People in half the world.
There are billions of people in the world.
Half the world, you know.
But you know, the internet will do that. The internet will definitely do that. That's the beautiful thing about social media, you know, is that you do get exposed to so many more people and you widen your reach, right? And you know, Jessica is actually our sponsor tonight, and I'm sure that's part of the reason that you really advocate for podcasts, right? Yep. Because so many people now get to be, you know, exposed to you and hear your message. And so the internet has definitely allowed that to happen. So if you are one of those people who is definitely looking to get more visibility, get more eyeballs on your product or service, if you want to learn the arts of making money by starting your own show, get more visibility, produce more income, connect with influencers. We actually did all of that this weekend, didn't we? Create creative content, lab dance, and have fun in your business, then you definitely want to be the star of your own show by creating your own digital media platform. And that's what Jessica really is here to help you to do. So go ahead and contact her. She's actually offering 50% off her results providing services now. You can contact her again at bit.ly/talk2jaw. So get on her calendar today, because I'm going to tell you, that works.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yes, it does. Oh, there I am with my side eye. Stop marketing like it's 1999. It's no longer 1999. So stop marketing like it. Okay, people? All right. And that brings us to Prince, right? Prince on the boat.
Oh, we have so many inside jokes. I don't even know what I can tell y'all. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just tell you guys. Look, are we going into PNC? Are we talking about PNC yet?
Yes, let's move on to the poppin' topic. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Let's talk about PNC. I'm going to have you start because, like I said, you don't want to know everybody.
I really don't. I really, really don't. But the people that I didn't know, I made sure that I connected with.
Yeah.
So that, you know, that's one of those things that you have to do. You know, we're talking about being on a boat. We're joking about it. But that's a person I didn't know. Right? I didn't know Dr. David Anderson, but I got to know him. And then through that opened up a whole network of other people that we got to know. Exactly. So one person connected us to how many other people? 7, 8 different people?
8 other people. Like, it was crazy. I have to tell you, you know, when you meet a power connector and a power networker, you know it. Because they are just like, hey, here's this person. Oh, yeah, you're doing this. Okay, let me get you with this person. It's like, oh, my, and it's going so fast. But what was really cool about it is that he brought his boat out there, and Avalaura and I were like, are we going on the boat? Are we going on the boat?
No. Avalaura was going on a boat. Jessica was like, I ain't going. I can't swim.
I was like, I can't swim. And that water looked really dirty. Okay, I can't see through it. It looks really nasty. And if it touches me, then I'm gonna freak out because I'm a little OCD a little bit about that. Like, you know how I'm the type of person, I don't go to the hood wearing sandals. Like, if we go to the hood, I need tennis shoes on my feet because I don't want nothing icky to get on my toes. Like, so when we were on the dirty boat water, I was like, I don't want the water to touch me. And they were like, just get on the boat. You'll be fine. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, hey, Laura,
what did you learn, Jessica? What did you learn?
Oh, what did I learn? I learned to take risks, and I learned to, number one, I guess the biggest thing that I learned is just to go with the flow. You know, it was at one point we were being led down the street, and it's like, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? And it's just like, you know what? Just go with the flow. You know, just let what will be, let it open up, you know, different opportunities for you. And it actually definitely did. So yeah, and that meeting is later on this week. So I'm excited about that. So that's what I learned. So Avalaura, what did you get out of this?
Yeah, and I would say another thing is not to judge a book by its cover.
Definitely.
You know, to sometimes just allow things to be what they are, see where it goes. Don't, you know, think you know where it's going to go and automatically judge the situation and decide that you don't want to participate in it because it doesn't look like something that you're interested in. Sometimes you have to further investigate something and just, you know, just kind of see what happens. And it actually works out even better than you could expect it.
Definitely. Yeah.
So there's a lot of lessons in PNC. Like I said, there's a lot of interviews. We got a lot of golden nuggets. There were a lot of situations that, you know, Jessica just, you know, started taping that it wasn't even an interview, but people just dropping knowledge in a conversation. And it was like, hey, I need to go ahead and film this.
And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Pull out the phone. Let's get some of this good stuff. Because the thing is about that, and what a lot of people don't realize, is that when you have your own show, and really truthfully, you have your own show now, if you're utilizing live streaming or any type of social media or digital media to promote your services, you have your own show already. And the great thing about that is when you capture someone of significance that is just dropping knowledge, or even if they don't really have a big platform, but they're dropping knowledge, you get extra exposure from that. And that's something you can then take, and since you own it, it's your content, right? As long as you ask the person if it's okay and they say, yeah, they've now given you access to their content to use. So that can be you can take that audio, put it on your podcast as little nuggets. You could take a piece of it and say, hey, and give them a little credit on it and put it inside of an ebook, all of that good stuff. You can also put it inside of if you wanted to do a promo video for yourself, you could put that inside of your promo video and use that as well, because it is your content. You recorded it, it's yours, do what you want with it. So, you know, definitely take advantage of those opportunities. Whenever you're at a conference or even at a meeting or anything, ask beforehand, hey, is it okay if I record this or document this? And as long as they say, yeah, go right ahead. Hey, take all that content and utilize it.
Yeah, and the other thing I really got from that is just to be ready.
Definitely.
Be ready. You know, one of the things about that is, like, Jessica had her mic. She had the phone, you know, everything hooked up. So if somebody say, yeah, go ahead, she was ready. It's just, she would literally take her mic them up and record. Yep. And I think in a lot of situations, people aren't ready. You know, you're not just, you are not in the position, even if somebody gives you the okay, you're not even in the position to take advantage of it.
Exactly. Definitely.
So, I mean, there was a lot. It was kind of, you know, information overload, if you will, experience overload. This was my second year, and I thought, actually, it was a little better. I thought, you know, this year I would be a little less overwhelmed because I had, you know, the experience last year. But no, I would say I was probably still a little overwhelmed, although my morning meditation helped. That was awesome, even though it's 7 o'clock in the morning. But when you have people tell you that, you know, your morning meditation was the highlight of the conference for them, that right there is a beautiful thing. And so that it was truly a great experience being in a position to serve and to know that I really was making a difference and that I was actually teaching right? That I wasn't, just inspiring or motivating, but I was actually giving people an actual skill that they could use and take home with them.
Exactly.
And great. I think that's so important. A lot of times when you go to these things, there's so much content, there's so much information, but there's not a lot of implementation.
Definitely.
So that was a beautiful thing to be able to do that. So, I'm sure, we're going to be talking more about it. We are going to have speakers from the Power Networking Conference over the next probably the next couple of months. So you'll definitely be hearing more about it. So if you have questions, you have comments, feel free to ask. Definitely check us out every week because we're going to have different guests from PNC. So just, look out for that. We're going to have some really, really phenomenal shows. Jessica, is there anything else that you want to mention before we go ahead and get started with our guests?
Just one more thing, and that's, like Avalaura said, be ready. Be ready with your equipment, but also be ready to give a consultation. Because there were a couple of different times where people were like, oh, I'm interested in what you do, and I was like, hey, come over here, let me show you. And you have to be ready to turn yourself on and give a consultation right there on the spot and lead into your business, what you provide, your services, all that good stuff, and how you can really truthfully help them and serve them, like Avalaura said. Because there were a lot of people that were there that were doing consultations right on the spot. So definitely be ready with the equipment, as well as have your mindset and be ready to serve. I think that's the overall general guidance that I want to give to you all. Anywhere you go, any place that you are, just serve, and don't think that it has to be in an office setting or a meeting setting or, or call me next week in my office. No, if they're ready and they're willing and they're open to hearing what you have to say, then be ready to give and be ready to serve them and help them move to the next level in their business. So that's all I have. So I am ready to get.
There was a lot of money being made in the bar. I'm just saying. There was a lot of money being exchanged in that bar. So you don't need a formal setting. They say a lot of business happens on a golf course. Well, I'm telling you, at PNC for Black folks, the business deals were going down in the bar.
Yeah, the bar, the boats, the restaurant, the lobby of the hotel. It was all over.
Absolutely. So I'm really excited about the show because, one of the things that, was mentioned a little bit, I would say probably not enough at the Power Networking Conference was really how to build wealth. I think that we can never, ever talk about this topic enough, especially in the Black community, because it's not something that we talk about. Right? It's not something that, is your family reunion or, you go out to eat or, whatever that you sit down and you're talking about with your family. Mostly it's like, oh, did you see what happened with Nene? Did you see what happened on the Real Housewives? Or, oh, what's going on with Rob and Black China? And, that's the stuff that we talk about. But nobody's talking about, well, how do you create money? And how do you grow that money? And how do you keep the money that you have created?
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We have a phenomenal guest that I've known actually for, many years now. I've lost track. A lot of years. So our guest tonight is Douglas Anthony Eze. He established Largo Financial Services in 2000 actually, with a vision to provide individuals and small business owners with the education and guidance needed to achieve financial freedom. He has been awarded the ACE Award through American Classic Agency 4 consecutive years in a row. National Life Group has recognized him as the Chairman's Club qualifier and Diamond Club member. He is a distinguished member of the exclusive $1 Million Roundtable, an organization of notable financial representatives. He was awarded the 2013 EPNET Male Entrepreneur of the Year, in addition to being nominated among the top financial advisors of 2013. As a leading business figure, Douglas has been featured in Profile Magazine and Power Broker Magazine as one of the top 25 top wealth builders and financial professionals in the Tampa Bay area. So please join us in welcoming Mr. Douglas Eze. Woo!
Hello. How y'all doing?
We're good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Not bad at all. Not bad. Can't complain. Life is good. I see you had a good time at the PNC event.
We had a great time while you were living it up in Miami. You know,
That's
just
right.
I asked him, I said, so hey, what was going on in Miami? He said, oh, nothing. I just went. You know, that's what you could do when you ball establish. You just pick up and you just go. Right?
Hey, you know.
So get
good.
us there. Let's get us there, Douglas. Help us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna talk about tonight. How we can be ballers too.
All right. Cool. That sounds good.
But before we talk about that, you know, one of the things I always like to ask is, how did you become an entrepreneur, and why was that something that was important for you?
Because I was tired of being broke. No, I mean, I got started in the financial service business when I was 24 years old, waiting table at IHOP, when someone introduced me to the business. So, you know, I got in and, you know, right away, I didn't choose to be an entrepreneur. That was the only opportunity there for me. Being self-employed, you know, I didn't even know what that was. I just wanted to make some money. It didn't matter, you know, I didn't know I owned my own business. That wasn't about it. But I started continuing to build the business. When I started making money, my first when I was 28 years old, I made $150,000. That's when I decided to incorporate my business and turn it into, you know, a corporation, so I could start getting the benefit of the tax benefits of that part. But other than that, we just build the business, and now, you know, we have offices in 6 states, and I travel a lot, just educating and working with wealthy individuals, just helping them structure properly and do the things that they're supposed to do to move that money to the next generation.
Awesome. So, I mean, I just want to go back for a minute. So you were working at IHOP, and somebody just came up to you and said, hey, I want to introduce you to this business.
Yeah, someone gave me a business card, and she basically, you know, and I went up to her and she told me, well, she's in the financial service industry and she'd like to, you know, have an interview with me. And I said, okay, cool. I mean, I didn't have a choice. You know, I could have said no or whatever, but I was open-minded. You know, that was the key. And I wanted to hear what she had to say. And then I'll, you know, give myself an opportunity to say no or yes. So I chose to do the yes part, and that was, the rest is history, you know?
Wow. So, you know, what was in you that made you say yes? Because so many people do, you know, get an opportunity like that and they just say, oh, you know, that's a scam, or that's not true, or, you know, whatever. I'm going to just stay here and work at IHOP because I don't know what you're talking about. So what was it in you that said, you know what, I don't have a choice. I'm going to do this and I'm going to see what it's all about and at least be open?
Well, I mean, I didn't, you know, even though I was working at IHOP, I didn't like working there. I just, yeah, it was just a job, you know. So what I wanted to do was I went to the opportunity and kind of saw the folks that were there that were making, you know, 6-figure income. I saw BMWs, Mercedes, and guys were in suits and everything. I'm like, man, you know, this is the life I want. Yeah. So that made me, you know, go after it. And it wasn't easy. I mean, one of the things that I did when I got there, because she wanted me to give her a list of people that I knew. And what I did, I didn't have anyone that I knew that was interested, you know, because I'm from West Africa, Nigeria. So what I did was I rode the metro station and got people to fill out surveys on college education planning for their kids. And that got me a bunch of names, and me and my manager would call the people, and we went out and closed over, you know, she made $10,000. And she wrote me a check for $1,000, but said, I can't give it to you until you get your license. So I went and got my insurance license.
That's motivation.
Quickly.
I'm sure.
ASAP.
Wow. I love that. Because you could have just said, you know what, I don't know anybody, so I'm not doing it. But you said, nope, I'm going to go and I'm going to hustle up some people. I'm going to meet some folks.
Yeah, I just need an example of one person making money. Once I saw that this was an opportunity and it was bigger than any other, this is the biggest industry in the world. So it was a no-brainer. I mean, financial service industry is a $1 trillion industry. So, I mean, I didn't have to feel we're recession proof. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on in the economy. People need our help. They need us for disability for their family. They need us for college planning for their kids. They need us for retirement for their children. For themselves, pension plans. So there's a lot, long-term care. I mean, there's so much. And then with other things that I've added to my business as I continue to grow it, you know, that allows me to now scale and work with, you know, higher income folks and help them reduce and minimize the amount of taxes that they're paying. That also helps.
So how did you get from that place of, you know, working at IHOP, signing up and saying, okay, I'm gonna definitely get my license because this $1,000 check is waiting for me? How did you get from that to now having, you know, multiple offices, you know, receiving all these awards, writing books, you know, traveling around the world, you know, speaking to people and educating them? What happened in between there?
Well, just focus, you know, focus. As I continue, the thing is, I give myself a brain raise every year. So every year I give myself a brain raise and say I need to learn more, you know, because I don't believe in staying in the same position forever, which is where most people fail because they're in the same position. There's so many folks that still teach real estate, but they're teaching real estate the old way of doing real estate, you know, flipping properties and different things. There's new way. There's a new revolution now. But there's also other ways you could do, you know, in the financial service industry. You know, people are still teaching the old concept, you know, put your money in a 401k and all. So there's new ways. So what I've done for my business is, one, help my clients find money in places that they might be throwing money away unknowingly or unnecessarily. And by me doing that, it kind of helped me change the game because, one, if I could find the money that you're throwing away without you knowing you're doing it, for example, the way you pay your mortgage, the way you contribute to your children's college education plan, the way you plan for that you pay taxes, the way you contribute to a qualified retirement plan at work, and the way you make major capital purchases like credit cards when you buy a car. You know, if I could help you find money there, because I found folks are losing between $1,000 and millions of dollars every year on money that they don't even know they're throwing away. So with that, then as I continue to study the wealthy families, I start realizing wealthy people do things very different from everybody else. One thing that they do is, one, they understand that they're going to die. They're not going to be here forever. So they take advantage of opportunities that come their way and use products that's already been around forever, for over 100, 200 years, to create that wealth for their kids. And at the same time, you know, leverage and use other people's money. You know, one thing that they always do best is they believe in a concept where you don't want to own anything, but you want to control everything.
Wow.
Wow. So go ahead and break that down for us. What does it mean to not own something, but to control it?
Own nothing but control everything.
Yeah.
So what that means is this. So here's what it basically means this. So understanding that for you right now, everything is in your name. Your house is in your name. Your car is in your name, which you working around, you an estate yourself. So everything is tied to your bank account. Even when you have a business, you have the common structure of a business like an LLC or corporation. A lot of times those businesses are also tied to your social security number. Because at the end of the day, once there's a profit in your business, it flows back to you and you got to pay taxes on it. So what the wealthy do, they also understand if somebody should sue you for whatever reason, they could come after everything that you've worked hard for. You know, they could come after your car, your house, your bank accounts, everything, because it's tied to you. So if you don't own it, but you control, that's a lot sweeter in the sense that, for example, there's ways for you not to own anything by having a trust. That's why we introduce trust, you know, and there's different types of trust. So there's so many types. But one thing that we do, me and my business partner, what we do is we show people how to structure properly and using the structures that's already available. They've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And you know, the person that actually used that word own nothing, control everything.
Mm-hmm.
J.D. Rockefeller.
Okay.
That's his favorite quote.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You know, he has a second one that he likes so much. Competition is sin. Because he don't like competition.
Yeah. I get you. Okay. All right.
So how much of that, you know, because, you know, as I talked about in the beginning, like, particularly in the Black community, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are not conversations that we have. So how much of this is mindset, right? Is really changing the way or shifting the way people are thinking about money?
Well, you know, the conversation that people are having in the Black community is talking about how people could get rich quick. And they push so much stuff and make people feel that they're going to become millionaires overnight. It don't work that way. You can't all of a sudden become a millionaire. And I hear you were talking about, you know, earlier when you were introducing me that the conference you went, they don't talk about wealth building because you know, they just don't want to, or whatever the situation is. But, you know, because they can reach out to us and we could educate a whole bunch of them on how to properly structure themselves and use tools that are available that we've been preaching forever on how to properly pass wealth on to your children and your children's children. You know, and then one thing that I do with my kids, I teach them the importance of money, and I also teach them about bills, so they understand that there's bills, there's money. You know, I have them open up my bills when the bills come in the mail, because I don't want them just seeing the money flow in. They need to see the money flowing out too. You know,
I love
so they know what's going on here. So they see the bills, so they understand, and they know about money. They understand the concept. I'm teaching them now how to trade the foreign exchange market, because that's quick money for them to understand how to build. Because that's you can make $193,000. That's the average income. You know, so I'm teaching them that, to have that skill, so that no matter what happens in life, because I don't know what's going to happen in life as they go on. You know, they're going to go to school, they're going to go to college, but at the same time, they could still have that skill, making money while they're in college. Why not?
Wow. So I guess my question to you is, what's the first step? Right?
What?
What's the first step for us adults, us entrepreneurs who may not understand exactly kind of what you do and how this can all help us? Maybe we've heard about stocks, we've heard about trust and all that good stuff, but what's the first step that you would tell any entrepreneur, hey, do this first, and then, you know, so on and so forth?
So, well, the first step is, of course, set up an appointment and meet with me.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, what did you say? The woman gave you her card and said, "Let me interview you."
Exactly.
Let me interview you.
So no, I mean, the first thing you got to do is this: you got to set up a foundation. Okay. So many people start businesses without having a solid financial foundation. Yeah. And what happens is, if a financial earthquake happens, everything falls out, because you're floating on air and you don't have a foundation built. Think about the building you're in. A lot of the building you're in have a foundation built, just in case there's a fire, there's an earthquake, or whatever the situation is. It's going to come back and boom, they could rebuild that building. So when it comes to financial world, you need to have a financial foundation. The first thing you want to do is set up a life insurance contract, which is a cash value life insurance contract, not just a term policy, but cash value life insurance policy. Because if you're going to pay for it, you might as well benefit from it. You know, benefit from it. Now, not saying you don't have to get a term. You could get a term as well to protect your money, just in case because it's less expensive. But if you can afford a permanent policy, you do that as well and use that as a savings account. So if you put in money in a savings account as a business owner, you need to get rid of that savings account and start putting money using the life insurance contract as a way to save for your financial future. Because the savings account doesn't really help you as a business owner. Just think about it. When was the last time you went to get a loan from a bank and you've been banking with that bank forever? You know, and then you go and they decline your loan, but you've been giving them money in that savings account that they've made millions off of. But then they deny you a loan just because your credit is jacked up. You know, so not saying you shouldn't have an account with a bank. You should still have an account to do your regular everyday stuff, bill, pay your your light bill, your utilities, all those things. Yeah, but you don't want to use their savings account. If you want to do a money market or whatever, but you gotta find an account that's paying you a greater interest rate. That your money is working. Your money got to be working for you every minute, and an account that allows you to use your money as a collateral. To borrow money. So there's 4 C's I always talk about that you should have, what you should look for when it comes to saving money. The first one is control. You have to have an account that gives you control of your money at all times. The second C is what we call cost, opportunity cost. Okay? Basically, opportunity cost means this when it comes to money, financial money. A lot of you all learned it in economy class. So when it comes to money, for every dollar you could have saved, but you end up spending that dollar, imagine how much you'll be worth in the future. That's what we mean by opportunity cost. The third C is collateral. So whatever account you have, you got to be able to use it as a collateral to borrow money. Remember what I said, the wealthy always use other people's money. They never use theirs. They let their money continue to grow and make money for them. So that third C, collateral, you got to be able to do it. And then, I forgot my fourth C. But, you know, it'll come in the middle.
Right? It's
called. Yeah.
The fourth C is called.
I'm still jet lagged from Miami.
Yeah, that's okay.
He just had so much fun.
Call me, but don't call me to go to Miami. Call me. So I love it. So that is great information. Now tell us a couple of different ways that you can use other people's money to leverage other people's money. What are some ways we can do that? Some examples.
So first way is using credit card the right way. See, a lot of people have credit cards, they use it the wrong way. So you got to get a credit card that gives you points or gives you miles. You should never get a credit card that you don't get any type of points or miles on. You know, so you got to get that. And I always tell folks, you know, I did a video one time, it's actually on YouTube. I put up there, I say, you know what? For those of you that pay child support, you could charge just your charge your credit card, your child support money to a credit card. Because if your child support is $3,000 a month, charge it to your credit card. That's because you're gonna pay it anyway, right?
Exactly. There you go.
That's $36,000. That's 36,000 points that you could use to travel. You could use to do different things.
Yeah.
You could use to buy gifts for your kids, Christmas time. Yeah. Buy gifts, go online and buy them whatever they want.
I love it. I love that idea. Huh. Who knew?
Wow.
Right.
All right.
What I love about this conversation, and I know credit is important, but what I love about this conversation is you're not telling people you got to build your credit. You got to get a good credit score, because so many people always say you got to build your credit and you got to have a budget. Yes. And you haven't said any of those things. Yes. So is it that wealthy don't focus on this, or is not as important as people say it is, or like, you know, what do you have to say about that?
I don't have a budget. What's the budget? Nobody follows budgets. When last people you sit there and draw all the budgets you want all day long, you ain't gonna follow it. It's like setting a New Year's resolution goal. I'm gonna do this. Nobody follows the budget, so it doesn't make any sense. Just save money. Just save. If you want to save, put it away. Pay yourself first. You know, just do it. You don't need to. You know what's going on with your situation. So one thing that I do that kind of helps a lot of my clients is, helping them find money. For example, let's say you have, because I was speaking to a young lady the other day, and her car, first of all, her car insurance deductible is $250, and she's paying $2,000 a year. She has a nice car, very expensive, right? $2,000 a year car insurance premium. So I asked her, how long you been driving? 15 years. So, okay. When was the last time you were in a car accident that was your fault? She's like, never. I'm like, oh. I said, but you know, if you raise your deductible to $1,000, and now before we even go to that, she also has about $50,000 sitting in a savings account. So I said, so why do you have a $250 deductible? She said, well, because if I get into an accident, it's easy for me to pay $250. I said, well, that makes sense. I said, but let me tell you something about insurance companies. The lower your deductible, the higher the premium.
Exactly.
The higher the deductible, the lower your premium. I say we could raise your deductible to $1,000. That will save you money. Let's just say it saves you $500. So now you're paying $1,500 a year. Now you have $500 that you could put away into an account that you control.
Exactly.
See that? So just that simple. And we found $500 a year.
Wow. Now I want to hear some more about using some other people's money. So tell me some more.
I just love he said, I don't have a budget.
Avalaura, I'm waiting on tips on how to use somebody else's money. I'm trying to see how to get some of Douglas's money in my account so I can use it.
So another way you can use other people's money, use the bank's money. So now when he talks about credit, of course you got to get your credit up, you know. Yep. And one thing I always teach, I show people how to use life insurance to rebuild their credit.
Oh, okay.
You know, and you could use other people's money, because if your credit score is between over 700, they're looking at you and they love you because they understand that you manage your money right, and they'll give you interest rate. They'll negotiate and give you a better deal than they'll give the guy with a 500 credit score. Yeah. Because they're going to charge him 23% interest. They're going to get the money from that guy, and they'll give it to you at 1% or sometimes 0%.
Gotcha.
So you always want to use their money. See, a lot of folks talk about they don't want you to find. Now understand this. I'm not telling you to go get a credit and go shopping at Neiman Marcus and all those places. You know, there's good debt, there's bad debt. You never want to use your money to pay for college. Student loans. So a lot of people are so against student loans, but that's a good debt because you're using it for school. It's not the student loan company's fault that you went and studied the language French that you ain't going to use in America.
Yeah.
I mean, at least study Spanish or Chinese language or something if you want to study language. You know, get a degree, something that's going to make you money.
Exactly.
But but what we teach is how you could use their money to do what you need to do, and then let your money continue to grow and earning compounding interest.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So one of the questions I have, because first of all, who keeps $50,000 in a savings account in the bank? Like, who does that?
People do, because they don't. They do. There's a lot of people that have more than that in the bank.
That's crazy.
I mean, they don't know. That's where, you know, that's what they've been taught to do. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. So where is a good place to put money if you were trying to grow your money? Because we all know banks don't pay interest anymore. Yeah. So where's a good place to put your money, you know, when you were trying to, like you said, your money should be making money for you?
Life insurance is a good place to put your money, to pack your money, put in a life insurance contract, and then borrow against it to do other stuff to make you more money. So, for example, I have a lot of money in life insurance. So what I do with my life insurance policy is I borrow from the insurance company while my money stays in there, earning compounding interest. See, that's the key. My money is still working for me, making me money. I didn't use my money to do the investment I want to do. I use the insurance company money. The insurance company loan me their money and charge me a 4% interest rate. Then I take their money, I do what I need to do, invest in a real estate property or invest in the foreign exchange market or do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Invest in the stock market if I choose to. But I'm using their money to do it. I'm not using mine. Mine is still growing, earning a consistent interest rate. See, a lot of people say compounding interest, and they think stock market is a compounding interest. It's not. It's speculation. money in the stock market don't compound. But money in a savings account compounds, but just 0.1%. That's the only problem. 0.1%. So money in a life insurance contract compounds, but they're starting at 5%, and depending on the program you have, it could go all the way to 12.5%.
So how much money would you need to put into a life insurance policy in order for it to be enough for you to borrow against it?
How much money do you want to start saving?
$10.
$10.
That ain't gonna do nothing for you. So one thing that you do is you want to treat it like if you're going to open up your own bank, how much money do you want to put in your bank? If you want to start your own retirement plan, how much money do you want to put in there?
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's how you do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this is not your mama's life insurance policy.
No. I mean, actually it was. It's just that they had it back then. They just didn't teach it to them.
Gotcha.
Wow. So some of these tools have been around, but people just didn't have the education to know how to use them properly.
Right.
So education is everything.
It is. And the people in your circle, who is in your circle, who is educated, what are you learning from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you learning from broke friends or or wealthy friends?
I told you I got $10. $10.
Are you getting your advice from broke people or from people who know what they're talking about?
Right.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of us, we are absolutely getting our advice from broke people. I mean, putting $50,000 in a savings. What?
Like I said, so this is once your business really starts to take off and you have some disposable income, or not necessarily disposable, but you have some income of some sort, of a huge amount of some sort, right? So we're saying like what, 10, 20?
No, I mean, you don't have to wait till that start happening. You could start saving anytime, and you also want to protect yourself. So think about it. I mean, with insurance, for example, even if you're putting away 100, when I first started saving in my life insurance contract, I was putting away $150 a month, but also gave me a $200,000 coverage. So if anything happened to me, my beneficiary at that time, which was my parents, they'll get a $200,000 check. Gotcha. So if you're a small business owner or you're starting a business, so many people take money out of their 401k, they refinance their house to start a business, and then the person has a heart attack and dies. What happens to the business?
Gotcha.
It's dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So doing the same thing, you could take that same amount of money out of your business, but then get a policy with some of the money. So just in case something happens, we're not wishing anybody gloom and doom, but you just never know, right? Mm-hmm. And then if something happens, the family will get more money to continue the business if they choose to.
Gotcha.
And one of the things, that I thought was important, Douglas, that you talked about too, and you can talk about this with the insurance policy is, I know a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Because, we don't have retirement, right?
Right.
We don't have 401ks. We don't have all of that. We also don't have disability. We don't, because we're not getting all these benefits from an employer.
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's so important for entrepreneurs, because most of us are just kind of out there on a faith walk, praying nothing happens to us.
Exactly. So that's why, as an entrepreneur, no entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, you're grinding your business, you should never put your money starting off in your business, putting your profit in the stock market. Why are you taking your profit to go give to somebody else's, put in somebody else's company? That doesn't make any type of sense. Yeah. If the economy tanks, that company loses money, your company